feel very sad that this is completely being abused. But some people think that this is the right thing to do because they do that as personal gains, and despite it's so evil, this can destroy Sarawak.
As we both can see right now, just a little editing could make a very big difference.
And then the people must understand the character or the person who posts this type of news. NgekTsai, you're a famous YouTube celebrity and I'm very proud of it because you're Sarawakian, yeah? I mean, in Sarawak, we go to the world. How do you get started?
I think 5 years ago, one of my best friends, he challenged me to create a video, which is the content is like to mock something, maybe something to laugh for.
Yes.
So, okay, challenge accepted. So I went back home and I created one video. I posted it online, and long story short, it went viral.
Yes.
And then, yeah, here I am after 5 years, still here. And it started as a joke first.
Fantastic. I mean, at least we show that from the jungle of Borneo in Sarawak, we got talents.
Yeah, I'm glad that I was the first Sarawakian to be able to broke the market on that time. Regardless my followers on my Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram, I noticed that you have thousands of followers as well on your Facebook page. So instead of politician, doctor, or influencer, how do you classify yourself?
I think I just me, Dr. Singh, because I started Facebook for many, many years. I want to tell people the truth, you know, and I want them to get to know me as a person, simple person, sincere, and you can see me as what I am. No pretending, no make out, you know.
Be sincere.
Yes.
Do you enjoy having a lot of followers in your Facebook page?
To
be honest,
it's quite tough because sometimes you want to engage with them, but sometimes you just don't have enough time to answer their questions and all those things. It's just too many.
I'm having the same situation as well, but yeah, just go with the flow. We cannot please everybody.
Correct. That's our curiosity, right? I mean, you have such a big NgekTsai army, right?
Oh my God, you have no idea.
Have you had any negative experience on online harassment because you are famous?
Oh, yeah, but it's only minor thing lah. I'm so glad that I'm one of the Sarawakian, which is I am accepted by the people.
Good.
Let me give you an example, yeah. I'm posting story, I'm wearing hot pants, shorts.
Yeah.
Oh, you should tutup your aura, something. Just a minor one, nothing negative things so far, and I'm glad about that.
Yes.
And hey, you're talking about me. What about yourself? Do you have 1,000 followers as well?
Yes.
So, especially when it comes to you're a politician, I'm sure there's a negative thing, especially when you're a politician.
Yes.
So, how do you deal with that kind of situation?
I mean, it's at the beginning, I was so stressed out by all these negative comments and all those things. Then I realized that, hey, part of the job as a politician is learn how to handle it. We want to try to educate people. We also want to educate people that the fake news, you know, because I mean, there are all sorts of people labeling me, all sorts of funny things. Just like when the first time I stand for election 2011, in which I lost the election, the minute that I was announced as a candidate, the cyber site, they will start attacking my Facebook, said, oh, Dr. Singh has timber license, has oil palm plantations, and they didn't even know that I am a public hospital doctor. So it's very sad that this culture happens.
I can say Facebook or social media could be a bless, and sometimes it's a curse.
Yes.
If it's misused.
Yes. I mean, there's one case in which I was so shocked. There is, it happens in Batu Kawah. Young students, she said she feels depressed. And she posed a question, so I go and jump off my building. And the Facebook, you know, the public actually encouraged her to jump. And she actually jumped and died. She is crying out for help. But
people
thought that it's just
did not take it seriously.
Yes. So I mean, these are some of the things that we have to watch out for on the social media.
Dr. Sim, since we're talking about the misuse of Facebook, the media social, this is how people always post on their social media, when actually in real life, this is how they look.
Yeah.
actually. But
Yeah.
what do you think about it?
Unfortunately, right, I mean, to the lay persons, right, sometimes they didn't realize that this is the actual, yeah. So everybody trying to be like
Yes.
this. If you're mentally not strong enough and you try so hard, right, it maybe make you depressed and make you why am I so ugly? You know? Why am I trying so hard? Cannot be like this standard.
This is one of the way of people that misuse. Look at that. Look at that before and after. Is this fake or what?
No, this is real. Unfortunately,
When was that?
That was, I think, about before I
Before
actually,
you wearing the yellow shirt.
before I wearing yellow shirt, it's true. That is actually before I am full-time politicians. Yeah, this is after you call I call it 7-Eleven. You start working at 7 in the morning. You know,
and going back home at 11. This is the result from 7-Eleven.
Yes, the result was 7-Eleven.
I don't want to work like 7-Eleven. Next. Look at this. COVID vaccine. Is Bill Gates implanting us with 5G microchips?
This is quite interesting.
Hold on. Before anything, I made a video about this. I think like this is so funny. Why some people they can easily trust this kind of news? You know what? This is like obviously fake news. How can you put a microchip in the vaccine and inject into somebody's body?
Yes.
What is your opinion about this topic, Dr. Zin?
I mean, I never understand how people are so creatively mislead the people. Yeah, and this is the problem with when you're telling half truth. So I honestly think that it's so important for us, everyone of us, when you get something on your handphone, start thinking, is this true or not for yourself? Don't just depending on what other people said.
To counter a little bit, I'm not saying I disagree with you, but to me, personally, I think like different people, they have different thoughts.
Yes.
So some people might easily get fooled by some kind of like stupid news, something like this. Some people, they're smart enough to know this is fake, something like that. So I think as a person like you and me, which we have a really big platform in social media, this is our role to educate people, to let them know that this kind of news, that this is one of the example, is not true.
You and me has a responsibility.
Yes,
you know?
we have that role.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know?
This is a very good example for our conversation right now, which is the misuse of the Facebook, misinformation, fake news. What happened to Myanmar?
This fake information, right? Because the amount of suffering that you can cause, and not only suffering, loss of life. And so I feel very sad that this is completely being abused. But some people think that this is the right thing to do because they do it as personal gains, and despite it's so evil. Yeah.
The strange thing about this case is like when I read about it last time, they're using a different language to post, to do the headbook post, something like that. I read about it and it was so like, you know, I devastated reading it.
Yes, we all have to be constantly on alert, vigilance, to make sure that we don't get into similar faith and get cheated, you know, because sometimes some of these things, once it happen, right, it cannot come back again, you know.
Look at that, fake news. This is the real one.
This is the real one.
The previous one is the fake one.
Yeah, the previous one.
What happened here actually?
Yeah. There's no such thing as Sarawak Daruhana, and this is a typical character of the person, never change.
I think this is a very easy fake news one. It's just like they edited the
they add on the words downstairs. But I mean, it's very misleading because people don't know. Their followers or they're shaped by their consistently story, and they didn't realize that they got being cheated. This can destroy Sarawak.
As we both can see right now, just a little editing could make a very big difference.
Yes.
That's how dangerous fake news is.
Yes, and then the people must understand the character or the person who posts this kind of news.
And this kind of news, like let's say about politics, this is gonna make like some people look bad.
Yes.
So I have one question for you. Do you remember the video that we made together last time in Batu Kawah?
Yes.
I'm so thankful that you willingly to join me in that video. You know, jalan-jalan at Batu Kawah there. You remember, like you went into the mosque, I went into the temple, and you taught me how to, do the prayer Chinese way. This is Sarawak.
I am always very proud in Sarawak, right? We, despite all the races, despite all the religions, we actually respect each other. We actually live with each other in harmonies. We actually celebrate each other's festivals. Yeah, and I think this is so unique. Make us a much richer person in diversity. But I mean, I'm very worried that recently, in West Malaysia, every day, not only gado, every day they still talk about polarizations, be it racial, be it religious. Sounds like want to destroy the whole country.
Yeah, I read about it as well.
Yeah, I just feel so sad. This is not what Sarawak agreed in forming Malaysia 1963.
I have not much to say about polarization in Malaysian politics, but I know that it is important to protect what we have here. We have a very unique, and which has to be protected. Yeah, which is the Bangsa Sarawak lah.
And that's why Adinang always remind us, that jaga Sarawak baik-baik. A lot of people don't understand.
If not us, who else gonna jaga Sarawak?
Yes, and we're the last frontier. We're the last frontier of the whole culture of living in harmony, sharing all our things together. We doesn't matter races or religions. It has so many things. Even in education, we share.
I was raised in Sarawak. I'm a local Sarawakian. I'm a proud Sarawakian, Bangsa Sarawak, and I never know what's the meaning of unity all my life before. But when I go out to Sarawak, that's when I know what unity means. Because here, we're living in Sarawak, there's no racism, there's no like you're Chinese, me as a Malay, and some Indian, There's nothing like that in Sarawak. But when I go out from Sarawak, I see this kind of thing. That's when I know what the unity means. Yes. So that makes me rindu Sarawak. I want to go back, I want to live, I want to serve my Sarawak, because here is different. Yes. That's how much I love my Sarawak, Bangsa Sarawak.
Yes, I agree. I think we have to continue making all our efforts, to make sure that our younger generation to preserve that, to have that culture.
I want to ask you one personal question for myself. Like, do you think we're Sarawakian, on the right track right now?
I always tell my people, it's going to be the best of Sarawak yet to come. One of the reasons why the best of Sarawak yet to come is never in Sarawak we had so much money, Yeah, and in 2018, remember, they said we are going to bankrupt. That one, we only had 6 billion a year income. This year, we already have more than 10 billion. By 2028, 10 years after they said that we are going to bankrupt, we are going to be at least triple of that, 18 billion a year. With so much money coming in, we will be able to fund our own education. We will be able to start our own infrastructure. I'll set our own bank, set our coast guide, all this because we got money. If no money, right, we cannot do that. And these are the very fundamental of moving Sarawak to the next level. There's a question for NgekTsai. NgekTsai, what is the most important issue for NgekTsai in this election?
I have not much to say about politics. I read about it, but not really into it. But I think the most important thing is me have to play a role that, do a call out to my fellow beloved NgekTsai army to go out and vote. Because why? I think election is our choice to choose who's going to lead us towards progress in future. Yes. That's my belief.
To me, I always encourage people, you vote, you study the characters, you vote the person who are really to be smart enough to lead you, not smart fraud. You have to be careful, not smart frauds. And so that we can provide continuity and we can be stable to move forward for Sarawak.
And avoid personal gain.
Yes, avoid personal gains.
Thank you, Dr. Sim. So hopefully we meet again.
Yes.
Okay, hopefully, you take care.
Hopefully I can join the NgekTsai army. Sarawak. Over the years, I have had the honor and the opportunity to converse with and learn from my fellow Sarawakians in my routine 𝘚𝘓𝘚 sessions. Whether you are students, farmers, hawkers, professional, or entrepreneur, it's always a pleasure to meet with you. Each conversation allows me to understand and learn about the things that truly matter to you. It is through these exchanges we get to gain insights into how we as one people can make Sarawak a better place together. The Sarawak election is just around the corner, and I am sure by now you are surrounded by many informations and stories. Sadly, some of these stories are made to create hatred, anger, and divisions among Sarawakians. Some politicians choose to use these negative tactics because tearing people apart is easy. Actually contributing and bringing Sarawakians together is harder. Let us all contribute to a positive Sarawak, to unite and work for a better tomorrow, and by understanding each other. Here, I would like to invite you to join in my digital turun padang session as we talk to various hardworking Sarawakians. In each episode, we invite one Sarawakian to have a frank, heart-to-heart dialogues about things that really matters to them. We will learn their stories, their heartaches, their triumphs, and through it all, let's together gain better perspective about the direction we want to bring Sarawak forwards. Welcome to Heart Talk with Dr. Singh.